I just have a chart here, a very simple one too. And you just look over 80 meters is this number and this number. And what I do is I first set I may be on another band, going to another band. I can do it in 7 seconds. 1,000, 2,000, yeah, 7 to 10 seconds. I'm on another band, fully powered up with the linear. Now, if that isn't quick enough, well, let's just put it another way. That will have to do. Over?
Yeah, very good, John. No, I know exactly what you're saying there. It's I'm not into the contesting and the hopping and being able to jump from contact to contact that quick or band to band. It's not that important to me. I'm happy just to cruise across the different bands and see who's out there and strike up a conversation. I do get on some of the nets at night and on 40 and 80, but that's okay. That's still it's a tune it and leave it type situation. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm talking on a end-fed half wave right now, which remarkably is 14 feet off the ground on one end and 10 on the other. And then the other antenna I've got is I just put up a Hustler 4BTV. I haven't gotten all the ground radials in yet. I'm still working on it. I've got a bunch of projects going on here on the small farm, so to speak. But my next project, I picked up a brand new 10-meter long john, and I'm thinking about complementing that with a 6-meter also, and putting that up on about 35 feet of Roan, 25G. But I don't climb anymore. I used to climb towers, did it for a living for a while, and then got out of it, and then here a couple of years ago I just stopped climbing altogether, primarily just because of age and the brain fart issue. It only takes one brain fart and it's over. But going to either construct or purchase one of the newer versions that folks have out there as a hazer to raise and lower the antenna. I'm up here on a ridge about 960 feet, and when the storms come through from the Tennessee Valley, we can get some pretty high winds and some pretty nasty lightning. So I want to be able to go out and lower those two antennas down without having to tip a tower or tip a mast over.
Well, I had settled on a design here, but opted not to do it because of the trees. Too many trees would have to be cut down. And I would be seeing more of my neighbors, and I'm sure they would have been thrilled with the tower, but that wasn't my primary concern. No, it was the trees. I love the boundary I have to the whole rest of the neighborhood. I'm surrounded by woods, so it's neat. And it's going to stay that way. But I was going to do a hazer on Roan 55. I plead ignorance. I don't know if they even make hazers for 25. I know they do for 45. But a hazer carrying weight in a rotor, is quite a load at the top of a tower. Over?
Oh, yeah, it can be, especially with like a tri-band. Absolutely. And this is pretty lightweight. The wind loading is minimal for what I'm going to do for 6 and 10. So we'll be in good shape there. The hazer doesn't produce the gentleman that produced the hazer. They don't make those anymore. I think he either passed away or went out of business. The folks that make them now actually make them with with roller wheels on them that ride the tower legs. 2 wheels per leg, top and bottom, so a total of 4 legs. That'd be 4, 8, 12 rollers, and if I remember right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, yep. And the improvement in the design, I think, is tremendous, because if I remember correctly, the original hazer just rode the side of the galvanized tower frame itself. It had no cushioning or no bearing surface per se, so you were scraping galvanized going up and down, and so I think this newer design is kind of neat. There was a company called Tower Tram that was out at Dayton, and it's just 2 guys that have formed a company, and they built one out of 6061 aluminum, and it looked like they did a really nice manufacturing job on it, but they still wanted about $700 for it. But when you think about it, that's still a lot cheaper than a trip to the emergency room. Over.
Well, yeah, and don't look at the price tag. Depending on what they work on, they don't always fix you up to factory specs. You don't want to break it to begin with. Yeah, I hear you. Forget the hotel bill. Well, that's on my insurance anyway. Most of it. Except the deductible. Oh, I don't even want to think about that. No, I wouldn't climb the tower. No. I had 7 sections of Roan 55, and I was about to buy a Hazer. I forget from who, too. It's been so long now. It's been a couple of years. See, it all got inspired too quickly. I met someone who had tower sections and was letting them go cheaply. And I said, I think I'll put a tower up. And people were nipping at this guy's heels, so I got there first and spent the money. Hadn't even laid out the plan. But I knew I didn't want to do the supports. I wasn't really into any of that. I wanted it a freestanding tower, so I wanted Roan 55. And then, put something relatively light on the top. But I won't have to guy it. So I bought the stuff. It ended up costing me about $1,100 for 7 sections. And I sold them off later on when I decided the project was off. Like a year later, I put them out to pasture and got about $900 for them. I took a $200 loss. Over.
Yeah, Roger. K2YN from Kilo 4 Sierra Golf Kilo. Yeah, well, that's not too bad. I've done things like that in the past also, got cranked up about a project, and then you kind of get around to it, and it's like, I really don't want to do that. But I looked at a couple different things that I wanted to do here, and there's no way I can support the antennas off the existing building. It's a metal building. I need to stay away from it, and so therefore I want this. I want the 35 feet of tower out there. I'll put up 4 sections, half of a section in the ground in concrete in a nice block and pad, and then get this set up so that I can raise and lower it when the storms come through. But 55, that's pretty good size. I've worked with a lot of 45, and when I did a lot of my RF and tower work, and 45 is pretty stout. 55 is even more so. 25 will do it for the 2 lightweight antennas I have. I'm not concerned about that. I had 37 feet when I was in Arizona, and it did a pretty good job. But it'll do what I need out here. I just got to steer up the tower sections now. There's enough of the 25G around. I shouldn't have too much trouble. Over.
Oh, there's plenty. You buy it on the used market in great shape. Yeah. I don't know if they are a section. Are they about 150 or did they go up?
They went up. I think they're about 180. I think I just looked. As a matter of fact, let me pull the DX Engineering catalog sitting right here, and I was looking the other day just to see what the new cost was, and let's see if it's in here real quick. Under antennas, under towers, come on. But I think it was closer to 175, 180 a section, if I remember right, for 25. So the price that you got, that you were talking about, 55, that was a really good deal. I had somebody that gave me 2 sections of 25 at one point in time, and I was going to put it up in place of my, or not 25, 45. I was going to put up in place of my 25 that I had in Arizona, and I just, that was one of those where, it's not the way to go. Here we go. 25, let's see, from American is 165, but I believe that's aluminum. From Roan, 45 is going for 372, 25 is going for 182.
Right, and 55 is over 4, okay. Should have hung on to it. I didn't see this crash coming. Anyway, I did not crash, but I call it that, but this starving out of materials and supplies so that you have limited quantities of various products. I don't know why they stopped making the 14-gauge window line. They just stopped. And enough hams have told me that I believe it's true. So all my antennas are on 14-gauge, 9-strand, or was it 17? I forget. Copper-clad steel wire. And they're not making it anymore. Over?
Yeah, Roger. I just bought some window line here, probably about 5-6 months ago, and I was going to do what am I thinking, doublet on 160, and like a dummy, I didn't do my investigation, and I used the window line, and I brought it over to the building, of course, which was metal, and quickly found out that I couldn't tune the antenna on any band, period. And two and two came together, and I realized what I'd done. So I went back to a conventional balun and coax fed it for 160 meters. But I would. Then I still thought about, well, if I drop the window line straight down, it's the center point was at about 35 feet. I could put the tuner on a 4x4 timber in the ground and in the outside housing, and then do it from there. But I just decided to hold off on that, and I'm kind of glad I did, because now what I'm going to do is the way I can orient the two beams stacked on top of each other to raise and lower them. I'll be able to do a guy arm about 3 foot off the side of the tower on one apex, and I'm going to do an inverted L off of that with the tuner at the base and give that a shot. And so that'll be part of that project. Over.
Oh, yeah. You've got to be creative and get as many antennas as possible. That makes sense, not just anything. I've been doing that here, filling in little gaps in the woods and finding a lot of positions that are up quite high, actually. We've got a lot of tall trees here. Yeah, when I mean that, a few of them are over 100. And I think they're the tallest trees I've ever had in all the properties I've been on over the years. So, luckily I can utilize them for antennas. Hey, I gotta run. My wife gave me the call. I think she wants me to start thinking about making dinner. She eats around 4:30, I guess. It's typical. But this has been fun, Steve. Over?
Yeah, John, I appreciate the QSO. It's good to chat, get on and just shoot the breeze. So, well, good luck, and take care. Thanks for the QSO, really appreciate it, and we'll catch up with you maybe again here on the band. K2YN from Kilo 4 Sierra Golf Kilo 73.
73, Steve. And 68, I'm here every day on and off. I must come on here 4 times minimum, and maybe we'll hook up again here. That'd be neat. Very, very comfortable conversation. K4SGK, have a great Memorial Day weekend, Steve. This is K2YN. Bye-bye.
73 is John, you too, K4SGK.
Hello, John. K2YN, K2YN, MP2G. What's cooking, man?
Just a second, Ed.
Okay, Smokey.
Okay, I might get up to you better on this antenna. Ed, how do you hear me? Over?
You're about a 7, no problem. Get a good copy. It's typical 40 meters there, John. How you doing today? What's cooking? What's new? You okay?
Yeah, we're doing good here. About the same physical condition as before. And, doing antenna work as usual, putting up a diversity receive antenna, putting in a grounding system, a lot of wire. And my friend W4WEL's coming over on the 2nd of June, and we're going to do 12 man-hours of work. An entire ground system. Over?
Oh,
certainly does help out the situation here, I'll tell you that. That's a good idea, John. Very, very, very good. Well, I've been listening for you on 80 meters there. I haven't heard you lately. Or on, I guess it's 66 in the morning with the guys from the south. You know, your absence is duly noted there, John. Go ahead.
Well, I don't get up that early anymore. I get up about 7 o'clock. And if I do bump into them, it's up here on 40. When they come up to 40, I talk to them sometimes. Over?
Yeah, okay. I figured as much. But, you know, they wanted to say, hey, if you talk to John, tell him what the hell's going on. We're not hearing him anymore. Oh, my God, what's going on? So I'm doing that deed there, John.
Yep. Just the usual timing, a matter of timing. So that's great. What else? I'm getting lab equipment soon. Picking up a few pieces. I want to get a really good LCR meter, and I spotted one on eBay that it comes from a very good dealer, and the price is right too. It's $450. Also looking at a dynamic signal analyzer, a really good one, and they've got some fantastic prices on used equipment. Over?
Oh, great. So you're going to go and become a intelligent ham. That's not fair, John, having test equipment.
Yeah, I'll be doing that. I'm having fun with the circuitry, and I just want to have a few pieces of equipment extra, to help me do my work. Mostly instruments of very high impedance that read in decibels, decibel volts, decibel dBm, or whatnot, commercial equipment. The one I'm looking at the closest though is I do believe it is the 4395A from Hewlett Packard. The 4395A, and it has a resolution of 1 hertz RBW. Over?
Oh, great. So you'll be able to measure everything there. That's a good tool. I still remember when you wanted to get an Orban or something similar to that. Did you give up on that idea?
What I want to work on are filters right now. I have an idea I have to expand. So filtering is what I'm interested in, RF filtering. And I want to make a better pre-selector. I know what I want, and it takes 2 stages of filtration to do it. Over?
Very good. So you'll be able to build it with the new tools. I understand. That's great, John. That really is. That's super. That is a great ambition. I know that you had bought one before, so the filtration system before. Evidently, that doesn't work to your pleasure. So if you can't find one, build it yourself. Yeah, you're my kind of guy there, John. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna start gathering the parts up that I need and the test equipment. Anyway, it's something to do in retirement outside of antennas and the ground system. The ground system will have more than 1,000 feet of wire. It'll be closer to 1,400 feet. Over?